Last year, a group in the Midlands raised over $750,000 and built the First Responders Memorial, celebrating all the heroes in the Midlands who have given their life in service since 9/11. This year, there are 4 more names to be added to the list, and there will be a memorial ceremony at 6 tonight to honor them. Please welcome Chief Michael Sonefeld from the Irmo Fire Foundation and Sallie from the Memorial Design. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. You know, it's a day that we as Americans will never forget. Sallie, you have personally talked to the families, each of the heroes who have passed, and getting their names onto this monument. How has that been for you?
It's been eye-opening. It's been really nice to be able to make contact with the families, to let them know that we're doing this for them, and that we appreciate what they've been through and what they've lost. That we appreciate what the heroes have done, and that we haven't forgotten, that we're not going to forget.
And we know it's such a hard task to trying to collect, certain names and putting them up as we see more and more names are being added. And this year, 4 more names are being added. Talk to us about those 4 more names.
We've got four more families, 4 more heroes going on the wall, and those families will be there tonight and will be honored. And we'll also have the families of the existing 47 families. And I'd like to see those families come together and get to know each other and be there as a support system for each other.
Right about that. Chief, thinking about 9/11 here, you dealt directly with some folks in New York. This morning as you're waking up, what's on your mind? How fresh is it for you?
It remains on the forefront of things we do. Obviously, it changed the United States forever, and that is one of the reasons we want to keep a memorial for those that weren't even born at that time, to understand how things have changed like that. The people we've met in New York, the survivors, fire department members, it's really a sad tale. I mean, when you talk to them, lost 343 firefighters. That's a huge impact to a large city. 416 first responders total, and it still hurts there when you go there, and the efforts all the way here in South Carolina are heartfelt there. When you go to fire stations there and you see your state flag in their fire department, you know what you're doing is making a difference there.
And you, as being a firefighter, being a firefighter yourself, we don't know what it's like to be put in harm's way. I mean, you're going through fires, you're going in buildings, and in this case, going down into crumbling buildings, a crumbling tower.
Yeah, I think everybody I don't think anyone had an idea that the towers would collapse, but you talk to firefighters that were there at the scene, and they knew it was going to be a bad day, and they knew some bad things were going to happen. They knew it, and they went in anyway, and lost their lives in the process. So they took that on. They don't expect to be heroes while they do this, but they do. I think what in our profession, the brotherhood and looking after the families afterwards, and this is part of that, to get these families together so that they understand that they're not alone, that we are there to support them in any way we can.
Now, some of that video that we're taking a look at right now is actually ceremony from last year's ceremony there at the convention center. We're talking about the First Responders Memorial. What do you all expect for this year? The same number of turnout, the same dignitaries coming as well?
Not sure. We hope to have as large a event as last year, and hope to build on it every year. There just was not a place in the Midlands for people to congregate, and I think the more and more people learn about this and they realize, we're finding people that have lost loved ones that were in the towers, that they're just now coming forward. They just didn't have a place to go before.
Wow. Whew. I know it's every time you think about 9/11, it just kind of gets emotional for every American to watch. I remember for me, I was in high school, I was in 11th grade in psychology class when it happened, and just dealing with the families and sharing their tears. How do you cope with that, Sallie? How are you able to separate and cope?
Well, this is what I've been doing. I've social work and victim assistance and stuff, and we sell monuments, so this is what we do. Every day is helping families cope with a loss and helping them find a way to celebrate their loved one and memorialize them for future generations.
Sallie, thank you so much. And Chief, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Absolutely.
We do appreciate that. And once again, that First Responders Memorial taking place tonight at 6 o'clock right outside the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center in downtown Columbia. Good days back after this.